For a while now, I've been living in the free state of Texas. However, I do travel frequently, often across state lines. Does crossing a state line affect my constitutional rights? Of course not. Well, it doesn't affect any of them except my right to keep and bear arms. I can still practice any religion I choose, even an unpopular one. I can still voice my opinion, even if it's an unpopular one. I can still write and publish those opinions, again, even unpopular ones. I can cross state lines with a group of friends and participate in a protest. Soldiers still can't be quartered in my house without my consent. Searches of my property are still generally requiring warrants. I still have the right to a jury trial, and I remain protected from cruel and unusual punishments if I break the law. Somehow, however, the moment I cross a state line, I have to check whether carrying my firearm has suddenly made me a felon. My Second Amendment rights effectively change depending on where I happen to be standing in the United States. Whether the restriction involves magazine capacity, the method of carry, or in more extreme cases, even the type of firearm, something perfectly legal in one state can become a serious criminal offense in another. This contrast got me to thinking maybe we should treat all our constitutional rights equally. I'll be traveling to California soon, in specific Los Angeles, so I thought I'd offer the state a few ideas about how it could become more consistent in its observance of constitutional rights. California's firearms laws include a 10-day waiting period, restrictions on certain firearms and magazine capacities, micro stamping requirements, regulations on public carry, secure storage mandates, and considerable local meddling in the exercise of our rights. But hey, California, why stop with that one pesky amendment? There are plenty of other constitutional rights you can regulate. So, with that in mind, here are just a few common sense freedom control measures I've come up with. First, citizens must wait 10 days after purchasing a newspaper, Bible, legal, textbook, or other unpopular opinion before taking possession of it. I mean, do you really want to worship a God? Let's not be too hasty. Take 10 days and think carefully about whether you truly have what it takes to worship responsibly. Next, all newly manufactured pamphlets must microstamp the author's identity onto every page. After all, if your pamphlet is used inappropriately or even appropriately, somebody needs to be held responsible either way. Assemblies containing more than 10 participants will be classified as high capacity gatherings. This one's a no brainer. More than 10 people? That could be a mob, and mobs aren't legal. Openly carrying an opinion will also be prohibited. Concealed opinions will require a permit and state approved training. Keep your uneducated and unapproved opinions to yourself, and be prepared to justify your actions if you publicly express the wrong one. Before retaining an attorney, citizens must pass a background check and demonstrate that they can safely handle legal advice. We all know there is nothing more damaging to a republic than ignorant people attempting to reduce their own ignorance. Besides, why would you need an attorney unless you had broken the law? By asking for a lawyer, you're practically advertising that you're a criminal. Now, I know some state officials may be worried that these measures will be difficult to implement, but all they have to do is repeatedly emphasize that nobody is banning constitutional rights. Citizens will remain free to exercise an approved right in an approved configuration at an approved location after completing the required background check, training course, permit application, and waiting period. It's just common sense, right?